Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
Jai Shrimanarayan.
I pay my obeisances to my spiritual masters, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Srimanarayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. A very special welcome to Lord Ram, Mother Sita, and all the Devis and Devtas that took part in the great epic called the Ramayana. This week is the Ramayana week, culminating on next week Sunday. I think we are on day
1.
Today is day 1. Okay, we are on day 1. And it was a common practice of this ashram to celebrate all celebrations in the Sanatana Dharma calendar year. However, since last year, I am only celebrating on the main days. And next week, on Sunday, we'll celebrate Ram Navami. It's the end of Ram Navami on next week, Sunday. So it is 7 days this year, not 9. Okay. So Jessica read the Ramayana, and I think she will give a discourse today on the Ramayana. That is why we read these scriptures, to learn and understand and teach others. So Jessica, are you able to do a 1.5 hour discourse on Lord Ram? But you read the Ramayana. Okay, Jessica is declining. I think I'm going to give her the Ramayana again because she is used to the Mahabharata. I just want to go back to creation to understand why the Supreme Lord incarnates in this universe. And I want you to understand how the universe operates. Have you ever taken a dish of water and splashed that water and saw thousands of bubbles in and on that water? Does bubbles only appear on the surface, or does it appear within water itself? Within water itself. So that, I want you to understand that as the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. I want you to understand all the water in the dish as the consciousness of the Supreme Lord, and I want you to understand the bubbles in the water as the millions of universes that exist. Are you getting the picture? So first, you need the consciousness of the Supreme Lord. Look at it as a dish of water, and then when you agitate the water, what happens? You get the bubbles, which is a creation of the infinite amount of universes that exist in this creation. So consciousness is energy of the Supreme Lord. Consciousness is the energy of the Supreme Lord. Is water energy? Is water energy? in all its form,
Yes.
solid,
Yes.
liquid,
Yes.
and
Yes.
gas. So you saw that energy cannot be created, neither can it be destroyed, because energy existing in the liquid form, if you solidify it, what happens?
Solid.
It becomes ice. If you heat it, what happens? It becomes water. And if you boil it, what happens?
Becomes gas.
And after the gaseous state, what happens?
Goes back to water.
Comes back to water. So is that not simple proof without going into physics and chemistry and into the scientific laboratory? Is that not commonsensical, rational evidence that energy cannot be created and it cannot be destroyed? Is that enough evidence to show you that? So the consciousness of the Supreme Lord, the consciousness of the Supreme Lord is His energy. Is His energy, and within the Lord's energy, all the universes appear and disappear. And within those universes are souls. And souls are also bundles of consciousness, the same consciousness of the Supreme Lord. The consciousness of the Supreme Lord and the consciousness of the soul is the same. The consciousness of the Supreme Lord is in a state, that energy is in a state of absolute purity, and it is called in Sanskrit Suddha Sattva, a state of absolute purity. The energy of the soul, being a part of the Supreme Lord, is also in the Suddha Sattva state. Suddha Sattva means absolute purity. Then we have other states of energy. What are the other states of energy? Sattva, or the mode of goodness or purity. Sattva, mode of goodness or purity. Rajas, or the mode of passion and attachment. The mode of passion and attachment. And tamas, or the mode of ignorance, darkness, inertia. So these are all energies. All energies. Initially, all these energies were in Suddha Sattva, they were absolutely pure. Then these energies became contaminated. They became contaminated when this creation, when God's consciousness became material. Initially, God's consciousness, or all the time, God's consciousness is absolutely pure. But when He creates this material universes, 25% of His energies become material. And within the material energy is divided into three. Divided into three. This energy runs the entire universe. The mode of goodness, of purity, the mode of passion and attachment, and the mode of ignorance and inertia, these three modes have entered the mind of every living entity. Every living entity can be classified in these three modes. These energies impel the mind how to react. And you acquire this energy through your birth. Through your birth, it is these three energies that impels the Lord to create the material universes at a particular time. Then together with your individual karma, your past life balance sheet, the Supreme Lord through Mother Durga gives you a portion of these three energies. Are you understanding? So each individual, when they take their birth, so reincarnation has been accepted in science. Reincarnation has been accepted in science. Alright? Reincarnation was accepted by all religions until they started changing it to suit a particular political narrative. However, in the late 80s, a university at Virginia in the USA endorsed reincarnation, although we do not seek endorsement by any human being or religious leader. We do not need endorsement by any religious leader or any spiritual leader or any scientist that reincarnation is the absolute truth in terms of your life in these material universes. So when you incarnate in your next life, you'll be given a portion of these three energies. The energy of goodness, the energy of passion and attachment, and the energy of ignorance. These three energies will be computed in your subconscious mind, and these energies will play out and give you a character. Whatever your character is, it is designed by these energies that are given to you proportionally in terms of your karmic activities of a previous life. There is no mistake. It is a perfect management system. Whatever you are going through in life now, whatever situation you have in life now, it is these three energies that impelled you to be in that position. If your energy is in the tamasic mode or the mode of idleness and ignorance, I can bring you in this ashram for 1,000 years and talk to you. You will think the opposite of what I am saying. You will think the opposite of what I am saying. If I say don't drink, Abir, your mind will say Guru is wrong, I must drink. If I say don't eat meat, Abir, your mind will say Guru is wrong, I must eat meat. If I say don't get angry, Prince, if I say don't get angry, what your mind will tell you? Get angry. So you can test yourself. All of you can test yourself. You can be specimens. I'll point out your defects. And when I point out your defects, if you live in those defects, you know in which mode you are. You will know whether you are in a mode of goodness. You will know whether you are in a mode of passion and greed. Passion and greed and attachment. I and my. I and my. There's a 5-year-old boy who won't give his car to anyone. But he's still in the mode of goodness because karma only comes at the age of 12, 13. 12, 13, that's when your children change. You grow up with such good, loving children. And all of a sudden at the age of 12 or 13, they become your greatest nightmare. They become your greatest, your worst nightmare, and you think, who did it? You think? Jessica, what do you think?
We did it.
Who did it? Alright, and there's adequate temples open to tell you who did it. But this book, Jessica, that you read, the Ramayana, it tells you you did it. Who did it? You did it to yourself in a previous lifetime. And God did it to make sure you suffer the consequences in the next lifetime. So it's you and God. Don't go brushing, cutting, lying, monkey balls and all that. You did it. This lifetime, that's why the Guru is teaching you, in this lifetime, don't do it, friends. Don't do it. So if you don't do it in this lifetime, I'm opening you a clean passage for your next lifetime. So those of you that wonder how your children become your enemy at the age of 12, 13, such good children never ever did anything wrong in their life from the age of 1 or 0 up until 12, nothing wrong. It's the karma setting. It is the karma setting. And you also did it. Who? You, the parents, also did it to be merited with that child. You understand, Jessica?
Yes,
You also did it. So don't look at who outside did it. You and your husband did it. Then the child was born. Then the child. So everybody did it. And you can go through your ancestors. You can go backward. You were merited to be in that line. You were merited to be in that line. We need to have a clear understanding of our troubles if we want to solve it. We need to have a clear understanding of our troubles if we need to understand it. Yes? So, the West destroyed this clear understanding. The West destroyed this clear understanding, and they gave you a school syllabus. Tell me, how many of you went to school and that syllabus that you did in school from standard 1 to metric, if you are using it today? Of what benefit is that syllabus in reality to you? Don't you think schooling should prepare you for adulthood? Which school teaches what is the success often add up in society. What is a successful, who is a successful adult in society? And where you should be prepared to be a successful and a productive adult. School or ashram, or church, or mosque? No, school. Because once upon a time, there were no ashrams. It was called Gurukul. It was called Gurukul. And you went to Gurukul and you learned how to be an honest person. Does honesty help you in society or in the fabric of society? Does truthfulness help you? Does morality help you? Does respect help you? Does gratitude help you? Are you understanding? Do you learn all of this in school? Today school is a drug haven, is it not?
Yes.
Should one of the subjects not be drugs in school? Should not be alcohol in school? Sex education, is it necessary in school? Sex education, is it necessary in school?
Yes.
Absolutely. You don't see young children being molested today. Do they know they're being molested? But if it was taught in school, these molestations would have been averted, isn't it? Because they don't know what's happening for many years. And then you find out that a child has been molested. I posted on my Facebook quite a few posts today of a black child that was molested in a white school. A 7-year-old child that was molested in a white school, and the principal of that school wanted the parent to sign an acknowledgement that she's not going to take this any further publicly, otherwise the school will have a bad reputation and children won't take, and parents won't take their children to the school. And they have a backing by AfriForum. Same people who went to Trump and said that their land is being invaded are now backing this white principal in whose school this molestation took place. And one of the requirements, forensic requirements, is DNA testing, and is refusing himself and other teachers to have DNA testing. You think we should, as a nation, you think we should just be sitting and leaving these people to continue ravaging our society, these Afrikaners? Don't you think some Afrikaner group should have got up and protested against AfriForum? Don't you think, because it is them that have perpetuated this crime, don't you think they should have got active at the school and they should have started making noise? Because when you protect this type of crime, what happens? The offender does it again. Didn't a pastor do the same thing, Jessica, at Chatsworth Court? When a few years ago he molested a child, they gave him a suspended sentence. And then he did it again recently. And he refused his bail. Yes? He denied his own bail. is because we do not teach these things in school. This is what should be taught in school. Together with the Vedas contain every subject matter on this earth. Vedas contain accountancy, all types of maths, geography, physical science, chemistry, and then with all of that, ethics, morality. Ethics and morality combined. And this is why when the West came to India, they found a perfect civilization. A perfect civilization. When they came to Africa, they also found a perfect civilization. At that point in time, they were uncivilized. When they saw this civilization, they tore down this civilization and they brought in their syllabus. They brought in their syllabus, and their syllabus has demonized. The West syllabus has demonized societies across the globe. Yes or no?
Yes.
Right now, there's a group that's called the New World Order. Have you heard of it? And they are disrupting societies across the world. In response to the New World Order, we have created spiritual democracy. That is in response to the New World Order. And if spiritual democracy can infiltrate every society around the world, then we can bring this syllabus back into system. The syllabus that the Supreme Lord, the Vedas appear first. The Vedas is knowledge. It's not a set of books. It is knowledge. God creates the universe and then He inserts knowledge into the universe. Then He inserts knowledge into the universe, and then man enters the universe. And then man enters the universe, and you get these great humans. I saw on TikTok they call themselves creators. All knowledge is already inserted in this universe. They're not creators. They are adapters of the knowledge that is existent. When I have time in one of these books, I think it's this one, I'll read a verse where even an aeroplane, the design of an aeroplane is in the Rig Veda. And this knowledge comes, I told you before, even man enters the material atmosphere. Knowledge enters the material atmosphere first. So the Supreme Lord, I said, His consciousness, within His consciousness, infinite amount of universes bubbles. Infinite universes bubbles, and inside that universe, we have all these planetary systems. We have all these planetary systems. It is then the Supreme Lord takes a form. It is then that the Supreme Lord takes a form from His own consciousness, which is in absolute purity, and enters the material universe. What is the reason for him entering the material universe?
To resolve the chaos.
How will he resolve the chaos? How will he resolve the chaos? By teaching you the knowledge that he already inserted in the universe, which you are not following. By teaching you the knowledge that he already inserted in each of his universe that you are not following. It means that the teaching system that he created failed somewhere. Yes? The teaching system that he created failed somewhere, so he has to enter this system and he has to teach you through his example how to attain that knowledge and remove your ignorance. Yes? Does it make sense? Is it logical? Imagine the Supreme Lord creating an infinite amount of universes. This scientist only discovered yesterday that we have multiverses. Scientists also discovered yesterday that we have millions of planetary systems. Scientists only discovered yesterday. They're still in the discovery state. But the knowledge that the Supreme Lord inserted in the universe already told us this at creation itself. Knowledge came first. Knowledge came first, then man took his birth in this universe. Knowledge came first, then man took his birth in this universe. So the Supreme Lord enters these bubbles. Remember, these bubbles are within his consciousness all the time. Inside the bubble is also his consciousness. His consciousness is outside that bubble, is also inside the bubble. And the Supreme Lord enters this bubble scheduled. He enters these bubbles scheduled. Where will you find the schedule? Where? Yes, in the knowledge system. In that knowledge system, he gave us a schedule how many incarnations he will take. Why did the Supreme Lord do that? Why? Abhi? Did the Supreme Lord schedule his incarnations before coming into his incarnations? So that when we get Sai Baba, we look in the schedule and we see,
Doesn't put it.
no. Making a false claim. Making a false claim. Why? He's not in the. And now we've seen another Sai Baba, Vishwananda Baba. Vishwananda is also saying he's a incarnation of the Supreme Lord. He's saying he is Krishna because he is dark and Krishna was dark. We'll have the whole Sri Lanka full of Krishna. We'll have the whole Africa full of Krishna. We've got one Krishna sitting here. You understand? So God made sure that nobody can impersonate him. So he scheduled his incarnation. You think God would do such a thing?
Yes.
Why would he do that? Because he is absolute. Because he is absolute because he is supreme, and he knows that many people will try and impersonate him. So on his chest, Vasan, you saw my chest? You never see a white streak across. I can't be God, because God has a white streak across his chest, and that streak represents Mother Lakshmi sitting on his chest. Then Vasan, how many times you rub my feet a week? Did you see any signs under my feet? I can't be God. Right? So God has a white natural streak across his chest, and he has markings under his feet. And in every avatar, if you want to see whether that avatar is genuine, you've got an opportunity, Vasan. Contact Hemita, ask her when the next Vishwananda visit is in South Africa. All of you all go to Vishwananda and tell him remove his coat. Then he say, no, it's disrespectful to remove my coat and show you my chest. Then go and pretend you bowing at his feet, wasn't? Then slowly catch that feet and see if there's any signs. Maybe after this discourse you'll go and put tattoos. Alright? Then take a laser. Pardon? Take a laser and see if those things are original bird signs. Okay? So one of these incarnations of the Supreme Lord is Lord Ram. One of these scheduled incarnation is Lord Ram. His description, his character is already scheduled. Then he comes and put in the schedule. Okay? So when Lord Ram appeared on this earth, there were elephants with 4 tusks. Friends, on my side, on this side, on the spiritual side, we also have to give evidence. We also have to give evidence. Elephants with how many tusks? 4 tusks. And if you go and Google, you will find that elephants with 4 tusks only lived 2 million years ago. How long ago? So when did Lord Ram appear? How long ago? 2 million years ago. And there is a calculation. How many years is Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga? Right? There is a duration of time, and if you add that time, 1,200 of, then you'll find that when Lord Ram appeared, he appeared 2 million years ago. Our Lord Ram, his last appearance was 2 million years ago, because described in the Ramayana is this 4-tusked elephant. You like that reference, friends? It consolidates what the Guru is saying, what the information is saying. Then a group of scientists also went and did the description of the fauna and flora. And they also drew a straight line from Ayodhya right down to Sri Lanka, and they counted how many days in the Ramayana that it took Lord Ram to walk, and they found it to be absolutely accurate. And then the American, the Western, the demonic spy system, you know what was the biggest spy system in the world? NASA. Yes? Whilst they were spying, they found the bridge of Lord Ram, which was made by Hanuman. That bridge is found between India and Sri Lanka. So the Ramayana is not a myth, it is history. And history is absolute science. Not this fake history of, and not these fake historians of the West. They have taken the African history and they burnt it. They've taken the Indian history and they have burnt it. And they created their own histories. We need to take their histories and we need to burn it. As the interfaith, as the international interfaith, and when we come to that, then I will be tackling the New World Order directly, and we're going to disband them, and we're going to go and re-syllabize every indigenous people must learn their own culture in their own language. Their language must be the mother tongue of every individual born in a culture. English was forced upon us to make the Europeans great, wasn't it? I'm speaking English. If I speak broken English, you're going to say I am uneducated. And if I speak impeccable English, you're going to say I'm a highly educated person, yes or no?
Yes.
But it's only a language. Can language determine your intelligence?
No.
It's just a manner of speech, it's how you speak. You can go and take a dictionary and learn all the high words. Yes? And you can speak in that high word. Does that mean you are clever or intelligent?
No.
You just parrot, fashion, learned language. But this is how they colonized everyone's minds around the world. To show that if you speak English well, you are intelligent, meaning English people are intelligent. Do you understand? So we as an interfaith and spiritual democracy, we need to break that. We need all indigenous people to speak their own language. Imagine if Ashmika could speak Hindi properly. How much more trouble Abir would be. Now she has to find the right words to say and fight with you through a foreign language. Okay? She's using a rifle, but she don't have the belt of the bullets. But if she was allowed to speak in a mother tongue, if she natural, indigenous, if she was speaking in Hindi, then she would have had the belt with millions of bullets. Alright, so maybe for you, the English did you a favor. All of you understand? So, we are asking Lord Ram to give us the power. We are asking Lord Ram to give us the power so that this interfaith can become active in the world. It can get activated into the world, and spiritual democracy becomes the order of the world. And this is Lord Ram and Ram. The new world order is Ram. They are the mafia. Gangsters are running the world. This entire world is run by thugs in suits. Thugs are running the fuel. Thugs are running medication. Thugs are running gold. Thugs are running food. Thugs are running everything. Tell me what the thugs are not running. Tell me what the thugs are not running. They do a hostile takeover. You heard of a hostile takeover? If you running a business, just now they'll get jealous of Vas Air. Rupert will come and just take Vasan over. It will be Rupert Air. Next one, I see who's bringing my cow's food in the morning. I see Rupert Air vans driving in. Why do they do that?
They want to be in control.
Yes. The Guptas did nothing wrong in this country. The Guptas did nothing wrong in the country. Zuma just made the Guptas oppose white monopoly capital. That is all the Guptas did. Look at how big story came of the Guptas.
Yeah.
Look at the story behind the Guptas. Zuma transferred, he was slowly transferring South Africa's economy into the hands of the Guptas. If you look at the Gupta's businesses, they were the most efficient businesses in this country. Go and research. Go and take out records. Look at the records. Wherever they supplied, whatever business transaction they were involved in, it was immaculate and impeccable.
And they employed South Africans.
And they employed South Africans, and they never sent the money to India. It was rotating in South Africa. Our economy was balanced, it was rotating. So this white monopoly got, this is their hatred for Zuma. Because Zuma is always many steps ahead of white monopoly. Even now, you can hear white monopoly. They are trembling. They already predicted that in 2029 Zuma might be president. Not president, the MK party would be. Yes, and these people have resources to predict. They have billions to predict. They knew that the ANC was going to fall before the elections. A year or so before the elections, they already knew the ANC was going to fall. That is why they created the Moonlight or the Moonshine. Moonshine Pact. You remember? They got all the smaller parties together so that they could assist the ANC when it collapsed. So they have analysts, they have a lot of money to cripple. Their job is to cripple. You think Trump is trying to do good or is trying to do bad? He's saying America first. America is the first demonic state, is it not?
Yes.
America is demonic state number 1. They overthrew governments around the world that didn't follow them. They were bullies to the world. Aren't they?
American concept is good.
Yes. They are bullying the world. Should we just leave them? Especially we know, Indians in any field, if you meet an Indian prince, I'm saying just in case you know somebody who works in Mercedes-Benz, and if an Indian works in Mercedes-Benz and another Indian will tell him you know an Indian that works in Mercedes-Benz, what he'll tell you, prince? How's the contact? How's the contact? And that's what the Guptas were. They were contacts. But I'm saying they didn't rob anybody, they didn't steal anybody, they just replaced white monopolies. Nobody was questioning when white monopoly had those functionaries. Were anyone questioning?
No.
But when the Guptas went in there, and you know Indians and the word discount. Indians and discount. Is this synonymous? So they were selling coal at 2 Rand 50 a ton, I'm giving you an example, how much you think Guptas went into the game and was selling coal?
150.
150. And they saw the entire wealth being taken away, and the Guptas did that in everything. If white monopoly was selling the coal at 250 a ton, and if Guptas were still making a handsome profit in 150 a ton, who is corrupt?
White monopoly.
Who is corrupt? But who was smeared with corruption? Wasn't the state saving 1 rand on every ton, hypothetically?
Yes.
Were the Guptas not good for the economy of this country?
Yes.
If the Guptas were still here and if they took over all of white monopoly capital, what do you think should be the unemployment rate in this country today?
Zero.
Where you think our country, what do you think our GDP of this country would have been?
Much more.
Do you understand? So this is the state that we need to get in as religious leaders. So I'm saying I handed over this to Lord Ram because Ravana was doing the same thing. Before Lord Ram entered in Treta Yuga, Ravana wanted to rule the whole world. And our white monopoly is white Ravanas. Is white Ravanas. And the New World Order are Westerners only. You know that? They are Europeans only. The New World Order is a group, small group, a group of about 100. And look at 8 billion people, look at how many of us are here. So these Europeans they formulated a system to divide and conquer. They were small. They invented arms. They used their arms and they used their wicked thinking, demonic thinking. They in South Africa right now, they are dividing they're calling the people different tribes, the Xhosas. They can pay the Xhosas and the Zulus to fight. They can pay the Sothos and the Zulus to fight. As long as there is conflict amongst the black people, they can continue looting. That is their strategy, and it is our duty to traverse Africa first before we go into the world and to unite Africans. And I'm happy to see that 5 countries have united since we started this program, since we started spiritualizing the African continent, Prince. Every day now there's another country and another country that's amalgamating. And we're doing it from, at the Sri Narayan Dham. It wasn't there before I mentioned it, and now you can see it is happening. And as soon as Africa unites, have you all heard or saw in the news that the European Union attended a meeting in South Africa? As soon as Trump ditched South Africa, they ran to South Africa. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Huh? You all know that? Why you think they came after all these years? What do they want in South Africa?
Freedom.
Yes. So our president is a white man in a black body. He is a white man. Cyril, what's his name? Cyril not a white man? And he got Rama's name. He got Lord Ram's name in Prince. Alright? So he is batting for the whites. He's always been batting for the whites. So I want to come back because we're not doing a week-long discourse. I would have had, because it's a nice juicy topic. So Lord Ram entered the universe, and his life became his teachings to humanity. His life became his teachings to humanity. This incarnation was the first total human incarnation of the Supreme Lord. First, total human incarnation of the Supreme Lord, and he taught you how to be an ideal husband. He taught you how to be an ideal father. He taught you how to be an ideal disciple. He taught you how to be an ideal disciple because he was an ideal disciple of his Guru. He was, the Supreme Lord was the ideal and most obedient disciple of his Guru. Do you understand? The Supreme Lord, every action he took, Vasan, every action, he asked his Guru permission. He asked his Guru permission when he went into the bush for 14 years, and when he came out, the first person's feet he caught and he bowed down to was his Guru. So the Lord is teaching you. Lord Ram came down not to teach himself. He created the Guru system. He created the Guru system. If he came down and followed the Guru system 100%, what is he telling you? The Lord, the Creator, your Creator, who created you, you breathing through His will, you breathing through His grace. He followed the Guru system 100%. Since his birth, he followed the Guru system. When he became king, he still followed the Guru system. Whatever action he took in his life, he followed the Guru system. So if there's any one of you here and who's listening and who will be listening, if you do not follow the Guru system, what does it mean?
You're not following instruction of the Supreme Lord.
You are higher than the Supreme Lord. You are? Then we and Lord Ram will start worshipping you. Whoever do not believe in the Guru system, and this goes for all religion had a Guru system. In Christianity, there was a disciplic succession. In Islam, there was a disciplic succession. In Sainism, there was a disciplic succession. Every religious system had a disciplic succession. Currently in Islam, they still follow the Guru system. There's a sect. There are 72 sects in Christianity. There's 135 sects in Islam, and there's 33 million sects in Hinduism. Millions, yes? So everyone, Guru system is universal. Guru system is universal. The Romans abolished it when they tampered with the Bible. Because you can't go to school and the principal of the school and the teachers in that school never had a teacher. Can you go to that school? Is it logical to go to a school where there is a self-proclaimed principal and self-proclaimed teachers who didn't have a teacher? So can you go to any religion who did not have a predecessor, who did not have a teacher? Does it make sense? For you to be a pastor, you must be ordained by who? Pastors. Yes? Yeah, senior pastors. For you to be a pastor, to be recognized as a pastor prince, you must be ordained by Yeah, so the guru system exists everywhere. The guru system is the lifeblood of spirituality. You cut off the system, you'll never be spiritual. If you cut off the guru system, you can be religious. You'll never be spiritual. And there's a big difference in religion and spirituality. In religion, you learn to live with ethics and morality. In spirituality, you become ethics and morality. All of you understand? So this is what Lord Ram came to teach. 2 million years ago, the problem was the same. I don't know where Donald Trump was, white monopoly was, we were, and President Zuma was. Everyone was somewhere. We continue to reincarnate and evolve, reincarnate and evolve. Alright, so Prince is here, and Prince has a direct link. The Sand Nation has a direct link with Lord Ram and the Vanaras. But Prince is only making one mistake, and I said I'll rectify his mistake in a satsang, so he won't make that mistake again. The Vanaras were superhumans who took the form of monkeys. They were not monkeys. Are you hearing me, friends? And after this, don't ever go tell anyone in the world that we come from the apes. The Vanaras were superhuman who took the form of monkeys. Lord Hanuman is a superhuman who took the form of a monkey. In the Ramayana, if you read it thoroughly from page to page, there's about 4 times it's mentioned that they came back to the superhuman form and then they took the form of monkeys. Do you understand this? So you're going to go and tell your people that the Sand Nation evolved from super. You can tell them that on the 26th of April. Okay. So on the 26th, Asmika, that Andre is your boss. Okay. I see he's dancing there in Delhi. And I was looking for my 5-year-old boy on the trip. I couldn't see him anywhere, no videos. His mother was busy filming. And she never write a small story there. I learned to film from the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban by the grace of my guru. And I give my guru gratitude for teaching me to film. Now I'm using filming in trips, fun in the sun trips. Okay, but I saw she didn't film the mutton biryani or the...
Maybe in the bus.
Why I didn't see you on the video?
We were taking picture of the animals.
But I didn't see you on your video. Your mother was very careful not to include you, your father. At the same time that filming was happening there was another filming happening there. All of you understand. You know, years ago, what I understood of the Ramayana as I was growing up, and I think Mataji's mother was involved too. Everywhere in South Africa there were groups of Ramayan ladies and men. And they'll wear one color clothes. Some were blue, some were purple, some were green. And these ladies will hold a Ramayan and the men, their husbands, and they made themselves an elite group. They made themselves an elite group. And when you went for the service, you see this elite group, super elite group in the right in the front. And we'll sit in the back and they will do everything. Then they'll read a few verses in Sanskrit. And everything revolved around this elite group of people. And I was very, very disappointed that God could have chosen just a handful of people. One of my reasons to become an atheist was these, especially these ladies who, Mother Sita was nothing. They were a million times higher than Mother Sita. So my job is to put all this nonsense aside, because we learned nothing from them. We learned absolutely nothing from them. I just want to read one or two verses from the Ramayana to conscientize you and explain to you that the most important concept in the Ramayana, go read the Ramayana again, Jessica, take a highlighter, and anyone else want to read the Ramayana, take a highlighter and highlight how many times the word Guru appears in the Ramayana. What you must do? Highlight how many times the word Guru appears in the Ramayana. Main message in the Ramayana is Lord Ram was the ideal disciple of his Guru. Because if you can't start there, you'll never go anywhere. If you can't become an ideal disciple, you want to go to Superman, where Hanuman Baba is carrying the mountain. Go watch Superman 1, 2, 3, 4. How many Superman movies there was? Until he broke his spine. You all know it. Yeah, then go watch those movies. Go on Netflix. Right? You can watch those movies. If you want to know the most important aspect of the Ramayana, then look at Lord Ram, who is the creator, who is the Supreme Lord, how dedicated he was to his Guru, and how dedicated he was to his Guru's instructions. You know, I was so hungry. I found a tray of scones and I said, see how great it is to be a Guru in a kitchen. Who bought the scone? Ashmika was lazy to bake. But I'm saying, more than the scones, the Guru gets filled more than the food you bring in Vasan. All those Kentuckys mean nothing if you're not in compliance with the Guru's teachings. When you are in compliance with the Guru's teachings, then the Guru becomes automatically full. But still bring the Kentucky Vas. People on this recording will think it's real Kentucky. Okay? And keep the scones coming when you're not baking. Don't keep that gap open. Some other devotees might look at that gap and then that opportunity is gone. So here in the Ramcharitmanas, Bala Khanda, page 3, verse 5. I bow to the lotus feet of my Guru, who is an ocean of mercy and is no other than Sri Hari himself in human form, and whose words are sunbeams, as it were, for dispersing the mass of darkness in the form of gross ignorance. So I explained to you that opposite of knowledge is ignorance. Knowledge is pure energy, ignorance is contaminated energy. Anything that's pure, is it light or is it heavy? Light. Anything that's contaminated, is it light or heavy? Heavy. Then we know energy works in frequencies. Energy works in frequencies. Pure energy, will it have a higher frequency or a lower frequency? Higher frequency. As you go higher, you get closer to who? The highest energy will be the Supreme Lord, and the lowest energy will be the darkest energy or the grossest energy, is it? The grossest energy will be right down. The frequency will be at an ebb, right at the bottom, and on the top it will be light, it will be flat. So if you are at a dense energy, gross energy, your frequency will attract gross. Your frequency will attract gross, and when gross plus gross will give you, when you add frequencies, your frequencies double. Yes? So if you are in the gross element, you will only be attracting what? And this is why you see groups of people around the world. The same kind of people attract the same kind of people. From any parts of the province, from any part of the district, from wherever they are, that energies that they are emitting will signal another person of the same energy, and they will be friends. Yes? All Soccerite fans will be together. All Liverpool Satish will be together. All Man United will be. You understand? They are emitting the same frequency and they find each other satisfied. Alright? So when you get knowledge, what happens to your frequency range? It starts coming higher and higher and higher and attracting that which you are. If you're a negative person, your friends will be. If you're a positive person, your friends will be. And if you're in the center, your friends will be. Do you understand? This is why it is so important to have a guru, because it's only through knowledge that you can take your frequency higher. And when your frequency is high enough, then you are vibrating in the same level as the Supreme Lord. Do you understand? This frequency that we are looking at each other is mixed. We have the state of, because some bright spark will say, show me God. Then I can tell that bright spark, show me a virus. Isn't it? Because you can't see a virus, because we're not in the frequency of in which the virus is vibrating. We can only see in the frequency of what we are vibrating. And there is God. God is present right here with us right now. But we can't see Him because we don't have the same frequencies. So the Guru's job is to uplift your frequency up to a level where you can see or experience the Supreme Lord. And that will take millions of years or a second. It just depends upon you. Most people unfortunately, you see, when you go to university, all the mathematics that you studied from class 1 right up to standard 10, can you use it at university? Because they got a different set of syllabus, so you have to use the university syllabus for university. Similarly, when you come to the satsang here, don't tell me I was doing that there, that there, that there. That is all finished now. Here you are at another level. You need to empty the pail. As I used to say, Jessica, in my big satsang vasan, I don't know if you remember, I used to say, as soon as you enter the door, all that you know in your mind, empty the pail. When you come in here, learn only what I am teaching you. Because if you're going to come here with your own ideas, then the pail is a bucket. The bucket is full. What happens when you put water on a bucket that's already full? It keeps spilling out. So if you come to 1,000 satsangs, and I think Avir Bhai, when he came here with his bucket, he froze the water inside. He froze the water. So when I should put water on his pail, that water should just splash straight out. Right out, fast. Alright? So I'm saying if you come with your own mindsets in this satsang, you learn nothing. You will learn nothing. When you walk in the door, you have to say, empty my, whatever I came with, whatever I did in my life, I need to forget it. That is why you're here. Why you go to university? Why do you go to university? To further your studies. When you come to ashram, you have to forget everything. Doesn't matter if you are doing right or wrong, you have to erase it and let me fit in. Let me fit in new information, because this information is your GPS. Whatever knowledge I give you is your GPS. If you take this knowledge 100%, your positioning system in society will be 100%. Yes? Every week, if you take my knowledge and apply it outside, it will be 100%. So this is why we attend satsang. So next week, there's an invitation out. I know our graphic designer is very, very busy. Invitation came out a week late, I think. You know, with all the dancing, now she have to go. When she go back home now, she have to decide whose videos I must watch. Our ashram videos or our India videos. Fun in the sun. Or fun in the ashram. You know, every decision. But next week our satsang is at 12. Satsang is at 12 because we must have time to cook and prepare. Those of you that are available, come and have fun in the ashram. Fun in the ashram. On the 26th we'll have fun in the sun. And we'll be traveling with fun in the sun. Alright? And tell Andre not to stop and make biryanis. He loves cooking, Vasan. You must make biryanis.
Inside the bus.
Huh?
Inside the bus.
Inside the bus. No, he loves cooking, I see. The Vasan also loves cooking. Yeah, so your message, Prince, should be very, very simple. And I do this at the beginning of every year. I call it the ABC to spirituality. And we have to start at basics. And the ABC to spirituality is, what A stands for? Accept a bona fide spiritual master, not any guru. You must make sure that the guru is genuine, that the guru comes from a lineage of gurus. No guru, if you find yourself a guru, that comes from himself, that made himself, like Vishwananda, he made Hari, I don't know what Sampradaya, kick that Guru aside, can't be real. They have to come from a lineage. Like you go to school, and if your teacher is telling you he teaches mathematics, he must have qualified in mathematics first to teach mathematics, yes?
Yes.
So if he tell you, no, I just materialize as a mathematician, then you have to go to another school. You can't accept that teacher. Similarly, your guru must come from a disciplic succession, and the disciplic succession will tell you that the Supreme Lord has formed. Supreme Lord must have form, because energy can't be formless. Can energy be formless? Can energy be formless? So there's another system that is saying the Supreme Lord is formless. If the Supreme Lord is formless, then he cannot be energy. And if he cannot be energy, what is he? You understand? So make sure the system and the guru that you pick, his system must lead to a Supreme Lord who has form. To a Supreme Lord who has form. And that guru must make a tangible difference in your life. If the guru can't make a tangible difference in your life, you must not be with that guru. You must not be with that guru. Don't waste your petrol, don't waste your time, don't waste your energy, don't waste your data on watching the guru. Don't do all of that. So you have to find the right guru. There's right gurus and wrong gurus. The choice is yours. It is your choice to find the right guru. Okay? Person, you think your aircon is packing up?
No.
Oh, okay. So the aircon got worried. Won't be Vase anymore.
What about Rupert?
Yeah, Rupert. Rupert. So I'm going to see all of you all next week. Have an opportunity to see the Supreme Lord through and feel the Supreme Lord on your own. And Nadine, I don't know if I told you this, but when we went to India and we went to a temple where there was Ravana, Vasan went and took a photo which I haven't seen anywhere in the world with Ravana's sister. Vasan, you have the photograph somewhere? Go and fix your old phone up. All those photographs are in your old phone, and show Nadine. She might think that there's one lie in my discourse today. Alright? Vasan actually went and took a photo with Ravana's sister, and we have that as evidence. So we want Lord Ram to stick around, although we're not having satsang every day until Sunday, and we like him whilst he's blessing the world, whilst he's blessing our organization, whilst he's going to be blessing Africa. Remember, if we research properly, we'll find that Ethiopia, Lord Ram's son, was the first king of Ethiopia, and his name is Kush. And that is why Ethiopia is called. And there's a whole culture born, Kushites, or whole culture and tradition that is born from Lord Ram's son on the African continent. But you can go and research it. His son's name was Kush. So there's all these evidence. So the Sand Nation is a descendant of the Vanaras, and then you have Lord Ram's son Kush, which was part, in fact this whole continent was called Kush at one time. Okay, so I'm going further than historians, but you all need to bring it and match it up to where where I am saved. So there is a direct link in Lord Ram, there's a direct link with the African nation, there's a direct link with the San nation, there's a direct link. And I said, and I showed on a discourse many years ago that the word Ram appears in every scripture. It appears in the Bible, it appears in the Torah, it appears
Quran.
in the Quran. See, today is Ramadan. Today is Ramadan. And look at the coincidence, it's also the first day in Ram Navami. Ramadan and Ram Navami. You can see, so the word Ram is in every religion. The word. Okay? So it's big. It is big. It's not a myth. It is real. As real as you are today, that's how real Lord Ram is. And is found everywhere. And our job is to package him not as an Indian. Right? Ram means, the name means the source of all pleasure. Do you think God should be the source of all pleasure? That's what it means. It's not Indian. The color of Lord Ram is not this color. It's not Indian. God shouldn't have a color. And if you see any depiction of the Supreme Lord, you'll always find him blue. Dark grey or blue, so that no race can claim ownership of the Supreme Lord. And all the teachings are universal. All the teachings are universal. So we've come to this point in our long journey, the Sri Narayan Dham, where our effects, our teachings are now influencing outcomes in the world. Yes? Our teachings are influencing outcomes in the world. So also this biography is about to go to publication. Prince, what's a total we need for the university for publishing?
The invoice is 21,000.
21,000. I like all of you to get involved, but I don't want you to put a lot of money. Don't look at the 21,000 figure. Whatever you can afford, any amount. Because don't you think it will be a privilege for you to have participated in the publication of this book? Okay, and Prince, make a disclaimer there immediately that there is no return on investment, because I'm going to sell 1 million copies at 500 rand each. How much is that? Huh? 5 million. 1 million copies at 500 rand each.
500.
And I don't want to share that money with you. It was my life that I suffered here. So Prince, make sure whoever is donating, make a sheet, and whoever is donating, put a disclaimer here. Alright? When this book is sold, there's no share. Alright? It's a direct. Okay, any questions? Jessica? Any questions? Okay, take the Ramayana again. Next week you'll give the discourse. At least you'll have a double reading of the Ramayana. Jessica was so excited. She said, Guru, hey man, I don't know why people don't read these holy books. I just completed the Ramayana. But it is great. It is great. Each one of you should be starting to read either the Ramayana or any book, any of the Vedic injunctions. Any questions? Next week, what time? 12?
8.
Yeah, those that's preparing the food will come away. 8 or 9, I don't know, whatever time. Okay. Any question? No question? Dana, Vasan? Anyone? Prince? No questions. Concerning the trip, you are all ready. The deposit has been paid for the bus. It's a 22-seater bus. So I'd like as many of you all to come as possible. When we're going to discuss the trip? It's 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away. Okay, after the next satsang after, next week we need to,
After Ram Navami.
after Ram Navami, the next satsang we discuss the trip. Jai Shri Manara.